If you'll just mount the gun now naturally, soft cheek pressure, and notice how this cheek pressure right here, really soft. That's the way he wants to shoot it, but the beads aren't lined up. So now I want you to show me how much cheek pressure you need to put on it to make it flat and make the beads line up. Now go back to soft cheek pressure. Now push it back down. All right, you see the roll that happens right there. That's what we've got to get rid of. Now that tells me, but now press it real hard so we can see too much pressure. If you had to do that, then that would tell me I'd have to take a lot down and a lot off the inside of the face. Now go back to flat and lined up. There's not a lot of pressure there. So he could shoot that gun, but he'd just shoot a little bit to the right and a little high. So we're gonna mark the center, and we're gonna take a little off the top and then go down into the face, but we'll have to take it off really slow because he's almost perfect on that. All right, we're going to the grinder. Brian mounts this gun. I noticed it had just a little bit of cant to it. See how it's just barely canted, okay? So what we're gonna do is take off the inside of the toe, from the toe to the midpoint of the recoil pad that's up against his chest, so that the gun will then come up straight. Okay, we'll be back to you in a minute. Now, we've cut the inside of the recoil pad off. We'll show you that in a minute. But now look what it's done to him when he mounts the gun. Do you see how square that gun is now? It's just absolutely square. That's what we're looking for right there. So when somebody is canning their gun, what we typically do is come in here and cut the inside of it off like that, which is actually putting toe out in the stock. And we'll keep cutting that until all the canting is gone. And then when Neil makes the stock, he'll put toe out in the stock so that we don't have to cut the recoil pad. Yep, when they're canting, you got to cut the inside of the toe that's against the chest. This is the cheek side of the gun, so that it eliminates the cant. So now we've got the stock in the vise. And the first step in the procedure is to mark the center of the comb at the heel and at the nose. So Brian's gonna take a Sharpie and put it in the center. Little dot right there, and then a little dot in the heel on the wood. Okay, now he's gonna take that piece of 1-inch tape, and he's gonna put it on this side of the marks. Okay, so now we have the center of the comb marked. Remember, he's left-handed, so his face is gonna go over here, right? It's gonna be on this side. If it was right-handed, we'd do the, all right, so now what we wanna do is take that piece of 1.5-inch tape, and we want to come in here and move it over just about 1/8 of an inch and put another strip right here. You don't want to do it from this side over here probably, son. Yeah, so now we're gonna just about 1/8 of an inch, not a lot. Probably gonna want to take that off and go ahead and tear it. Okay. Just go ahead and.
What am I doing here?
You're going 1/8 of an inch from here to here and putting the tape down.
Okay, gotcha.
Okay? All right, so he's gonna put that tape down parallel to the other tape at 1/8 of an inch off on the nose and the heel. And then put it all the way down. You want that down good and firm. Now take the 1-inch piece of tape off. So now what we've done is we've established a new center of the comb. So we're gonna move the comb over just a little bit. We're gonna regrind this from here all the way down, and we're gonna put a little more cast in it, and we're gonna put a little more drop in it, because when we move the comb over just slightly, it's going to put drop in it. So what we'll do now is we'll take it over the grinder, and you'll practice without the grinder on, touching the heel recoil pad first and then moving the nose up to the grinder face, and you're just going to roll it and roll it until we cut some of it off. It'll end up being cut down in here to the face. Remember, this is a left-hander stock. If it was right-hander, we'd be doing it to the other side. The key is, though, you want to mark where the comb is, the center, put a piece of tape down, and then take another piece of tape and put it down to where you want the new center to be, because we're actually going to put offset in the comb so that it's actually giving him cast without moving the stock over. Offset is the secret to making the gun mount really, really forgiving. So now we're ready to go to the grinder, hold our breath, and touch that wheel real lightly and start twisting it. Brian has been grinding on the grinder, and the objective, if you'll put the action that way so I can see the heel, you see how we're taking off wood on a diagonal this way. We're taking some here, but we're also taking some there. So we're actually moving this side of the comb on a diagonal 45 degrees. If it's a 90-degree angle, we want to move the comb over on a 45-degree diagonal, which is what he's doing right now. He's gotten into the comb, so we know the comb's moved over and lowered a little bit. And you can start seeing it take some shape right here as he's cutting the recoil pad off. And now we're going to go mount the gun and see how much further we have to go. Okay, so now here's the real test, okay? We've cut the toe off. We've sanded we've cut with the belt sander the comb on a diagonal, 45-degree diagonal, taking some off the top and some off the inside of the face. Now the test is going to be what Brian feels when he mounts it for the first time. Ready to go when you are, bud.
That's perfect.
It's amazing how little you can take off on the back.
Very little.
And it makes such a huge, huge difference.
But it's flat as can be now.
Beads are lined up.
Beads are lined up.
Let's put some finish on it and go shoot it. Okay, so here we are at the grinder again. We've ground it off. You see how we've taken it down at a 45-degree angle from here to here. We've put Renaissance wax on the open wood all over the stock, but then we took Arrow wood finish and we started with 80, and then we went to 400, then we went to 800, then we went to 1500 and rubbed that in there. Arrow wood finish is a great quick wood finish for a blemish like this on the stock. So we're at the point now to where Brian can't wait to go shoot it. And so we're going to put it together and go out and pull the trigger. And we'll talk about this on coaching hour tonight. You can see one more time how we ground this down. We're going to put Renaissance wax on that to make that smoother so it won't grab. But you can really see it when you look at the end of the recoil pad right there. You see how the center of what we took down is right there in the middle of that 90-degree angle. That's what we're trying to do. So there you have it.